Hi guys, so that's probably a very bad idea, but I was bored, so I entered an IMSA official race at Barcelona in a GTE. Normally I hardly do official races anymore, mostly just the league races, hosted ones, hardly any iRacing official races. So yeah, and I have never driven Barcelona here at IMSA. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so that's a rolling start. I don't even know that. If it was standing or rolling, but that seems to be rolling. I have my fuel. I think I have to pit once, right? And get some fuel, I guess. It's ages ago I did an IMSA race.
The track temp is 26 Celsius, 45 minutes.
So let's see how bad of an idea that was.
Follow car number 13.
I am P8, I guess in first split. Oh, frame rates are bad. I deactivated grandstand and crowd, but still there are drops in frame rates. 50 something, not too good. $50. So first lap is going to be they're
Okay,
crashing
green,
already.
Green, green, green. Car left, clear left.
Yeah, I'm not going to dive bomb here. I will take a look how this develops. I lost a few positions here, but well, I survived. That's the first important thing.
Just ignore him, he'll go away.
And there the first say goodbye.
On your left. He's still there. Clear left. Car right. Clear right.
Oh my gosh.
Clear right. Left
This
side.
is...
Clear left. Left side.
Is
Clear
the
left. Car
fucking
left.
first
Clear
lap?
right.
What are they doing?
Clear all round.
I mean, this is a long race. Oh my. I know again why I don't do this normally. Oh my. There are accidents in front of you, people spinning, crashing, and they're like going 3 wide on you. Ooh, frame rates are really bad. I'm a bit off pace here, I have to say. Well, I didn't prepare for the race, so... I did one time trial with like 4 laps, that's it. So... The guy behind me is very aggressive on the brakes, but not very good at corner exit, so he will have a difficult time if he continues tight here in front. I'm afraid that something is happening.
Left side.
Okay, that was an aggressive dive bomb. Let's see how fast this guy is. Hopefully faster than me. Oh, that looks good. For once he got a good exit here.
Focus on the exits. You can go faster here. E9.
I just have to finish, that's the most important thing. Anything else would be a catastrophe. So there's one fast guy behind me, and then there's a bit of a safety. So far so good. For me that are good lap times. I cannot go much faster. Bit maybe, but not much. Try to take care of my tires, because I think it's easy to eat them up massively here. I want to continue on this tire set. Like finish on it. At least this was the initial plan.
Use all the track. Force him to find the gap.
Okay. The good thing is we are getting away from P, I think it's 11. So I'm definitely faster than then. No inconsistent lap times. Guys in front of me, they're just a bit too fast for me. If I would try to stay with them, I would have to push too much. I don't like that. Just like half a second off pace, I would say. Of course, would be cool if I can stay kind of behind Yasiel and get away from Caleb, but oof, that's difficult. Doesn't work.
Big G, don't let this guy distract you. E9.
So, well, worst case, P10 if I get passed by Caleb, and it's going on like that. I can live with that. That is, if I can continue like that. I don't like that Caleb is running in my draft all the time. I would prefer him to be in front of me and me running in his draft. Maybe he goes for a pass somewhere. Oh, maybe.
Yeah, fuck off, Carlos, you prick.
If a good run, come on, make it. I won't defend.
Good luck with the protest there, mate.
Not yet. Next lap. Oh, this was a mistake. I needed later apex here. Now he should make the pass. And I have no issue with that whatsoever. So make it, please. Come on. No, he's not doing it. Why not?
Make him do all the work. Focus on your exits.
I broke early for him to make the pass.
Right, you're definitely getting protested, you fucking bellend.
And beautiful official race language is shining through again. Lovely. Yeah, don't blink, make a pass. What do you think I'm going to do? Stop him? Stop for him to make a pass? He has to make the pass himself. I'm not defending, but you have to make the pass. He always mess up the exit here in the last turn. I mean, this is his problem, really. Really is.
Carlo, just imagine what's going to happen to you now when that protest goes in. That was 3 times you deliberately took me out, you fucking dickhead.
The guy behind me is a good example of fast in, slow out. He's running into me in every corner, but he fucks up his own exit so he cannot make a pass. Until I make a big mistake. Because he sucks at corner exit. I would let him pass, but he has to make a pass himself. He's on my back in every corner, and then on the straight when he should make the pass he's half a second behind. Oh my.
Oh, sorry about that. I didn't mean to dive in on that.
Oh, is making the pass or not?
On your right.
Oh yeah. Was very, very
Hold your
late.
line. Hold your line. Right side's clear.
I'm afraid I'm going to make a pass on the straight again. Oh, this was a small mistake here. Finally, he got around here.
V9.
Okay.
Slower class car ahead. Car right. Clear right. Okay, Big G, that's half distance. Should be about 30 minutes of fuel remaining. The gap in front has increased. It's now about 1.3.
Why?
G, there's a car exiting the pits, heads up. That lap time was 1:41.44.
Screen went black. Screen went black on RAM.
Coming up on a slower
Thank you,
car.
Adobe, for your software update in the middle of a race. Nice time.
Yellow flag. Car left. Still there. Still there. Clear left. 8th place.
So the guy in front of me is not much faster, otherwise he would have gone away much more by now. So I guess there's a chance towards the end, depending on fuel consumption and tire consumption. Maybe he has burned a bit too much. Could well be. Maybe I have burned too much, we'll see. Five laps to go with this tank. But he doesn't make big mistakes. He's driving rather clean. This is good for him. Not so good news for me.
Yellow flag. Keep your wits about you, mate.
Ooh.
Car left.
Two guys.
Clear left.
I guess those are fast ones.
Car Garcia is reeling you in. The gap's now 0.8. There's a car leaving the pits. Okay, Big G, keep doing what you're doing. This is spot on, P5. Okay, Big G, hold your nerve, just keep it smooth, no mistakes. In front is now 1.7. Okay, Big G, 5 minutes of fuel remaining, 5 minutes. Coming up on a slower class car. There's a group of slower cars ahead.
Sorry about that.
Watch your speed limit in the pits.
Very,
Big
very
G,
bad
expect
pit
traffic
entry.
on exit. When we exit the
So
pits,
how
we should be
much?
in P9,
16, 18
right behind
liters.
P9.
No tires, should be okay, like that. Whew.
There's a car behind, take care, rejoin him.
Slow down.
P8.
8 laps remaining.
Alright, Big G, there's a car exiting the pits, heads up.
Maybe they are going to fight a bit too much. Another fast guy behind me. Now I guess he's going to try something. Ooh, what was that? Try to get rid of drift or what?
P7. Hold your nerve, just keep it smooth, no mistakes. Okay, Big G, it's a faster class car approaching. Right side's clear. Sixth place. Okay, Big G. Push now.
Oh. The guy behind is faster than me. Ah, he's catching! 3 more laps. Ooh, it's going to be a tough thing.
That's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes.
I think I will have to run defensive line and block him a bit. If I want to stay ahead of him, it's not going to be easy. So much faster. Oh, he's close. He's going to make a dive. I'm not going to block that. I could, but...
Right side. Clear right. Bad luck, Big G. Come on, don't let him get away.
Maybe he can pull me away from the guy behind. This guy is also fast. Ooh, this was close. Oh my.
On your right.
Come on, give me the space.
Still there. Clear right.
I think I went off, but... I think it was okay with me. Should have. It's maybe the guy behind me got a touch with him. I don't know. Check and
P6,
replay.
One more to go. We're running on fumes, mate.
Well, the guys are experienced enough to take care of the tires, obviously. They didn't lose pace. So they took care of the tires as well. But I was not good enough to save enough of mine with stuff like this.
To go, 2 minutes.
Ooh, the guys in front. Come on, kick yourself out. Not enough, this was too clean.
We're running on fumes, mate.
Oh, almost. If they could have. This was a nice fight between those two. Last turn, he made it. Not bad.
P6, that's the end of the race. Bad luck, mate.
Not bad at all. This was really cool move. And if they would not have been that careful, and they might have touched, I could have had 2 more positions. But I'm okay with that.
P6, okay.
P6.
It's over.
Oh, for me that's good. Never doing IMSA races, just hopping in one without preparation. Not too bad at all. But the start was, I mean, hideous. What the guys did there, this is way too risky. Ooh, no fuel. No fuel. Just will make it to the pits here. I'm curious, replay 2 situations. One, what happened to the guys behind me? And the other, I want to rewatch this awesome move of the guys in front of me. Raul must have been. Oh. What about the tires? Yeah, just stop it. The tires are good. P6. Ooh, according to GTE I'm losing our rating. Oh, have... I needed probably podium or something to gain some. No, that's a pity. That was a good race for me. Still losing our rating is a bit harsh. Well, let's take a look at no. Where are we? So this is okay, so we need like 2 laps more. And it was this guy pulling that off. And we are going to see what happened here as well. With me or not with me, let's see. So it was not me. I thought it was close. I thought he's giving me a bit more space. Well, I took my space. Expected him to stay, well, no, first I expected him to give him more space here, because this is, I mean, faster class. He led past the guy I'm fighting with. He has to expect that I want to stay behind the guy. But well, that was very close, but still okay. No netcode here, luckily, despite being super close. I understood. At first I thought he's going to leave the door open and run wide so I can have a go inside. Then I understood, no, he's closing in, and I tried to make it as tight as possible and was able to avoid him because I left some safety and security. But the next one didn't. And this actually is a bit, I mean, for me it was surprising. For me it was surprising because he was pulling in when I didn't expect him to pull in. So for me it was really hard to avoid him. But he sees what's going on. He can stay inside, outside. He's just overly aggressive. That's really unnecessary. I will be pissed on this at the GT3 guy. He's just running into him. Why is he doing that? That was too aggressive. And then 1 lap further, this guy pulls off an epic move. On the very last corner, last lap, last corner. That's an awesome move. And they stayed so perfectly clean, which is so unlikely with a move like that. Fighting for... Why didn't he... He could have easily prevented that by going more defensively. The guy in black could just stay on the left side. Well, normally you would go to the very right side, so he stayed like somewhere in the middle. And that's really bold. To go for that move, there's basically hardly any space. So you expect him to stay outside or close in, then both of them crash. That's a very bold move. Really cool. This is unbelievable move. I don't think I would have pulled that off. I think this is super highly aggressive. I mean, this last turn you can do that, but there's a good chance that both of you crash. And actually I was waiting for that, because from my perspective, when I saw that he's going for the inside bomb, dive bomb, I thought they're going to crash or be so slow that I can make a pass. But they made it really perfect. I mean, absolutely perfect. What a move. Probably is not around anymore. No. Oh. Spain. That was really one hell of a move. Anyway. Ah! Hi, Kalle! That was you heard already. I was like reviewing this last move. That was such a bold move, and heads off that both of you survived that. I mean, when I saw that he goes for the inside dive bomb, I really thought like, okay, now you both are either crashing or touching at least or spinning, and I might be able to pass both of you. But that was perfectly, I mean, you dealt the absolute best way. You should have stayed really to the inside line, going super defensive here. It's a last lap, last turn. Really blocking, but still, that he went for this very small, tight space, unbelievable. And then going over the sausage curb and not getting pushed onto you avoiding him. That's really good stuff right there. So, congrats. And as you might have seen, I didn't mean to block you or something. I never went into defensive line. Actually, I wanted you to pass me. But for most of the laps when you were behind me, you fucked up the exit in the last turn on the straight. And then you were too slow. And well, I'm not going to pull over and brake for you. So you have to make a pass. I'm going to lift and let you go, but you have to do the pass. So when you started blinking, I was like, yeah, I want to let you go. I'm much more happy to stay in your draft than having you in my draft. But you have to pull off something like a pass in the first place. Otherwise, well, I'm not going to stop for you. Yeah, that's the thing. Therefore I was like, all the time when you run behind me and you broke later than me, and I thought like, okay, make the pass. I'm just perfectly fine staying behind you. So change position. I don't know if you have heard before. I normally don't do official IMSA races. Last time I can't remember. I just hopped in because I was bored, and I expected the worst to happen. So for me, just finishing somewhere in the middle is a success. So I didn't had any intention to like fight with my knives, with knife between my teeth or something. So actually, I would have preferred if you made a pass like 5 laps earlier. And when it started flashing lights, I said like, well, make the pass. I mean, I'm not going to defend anything, but you have to make a pass. And I think we have a little different driving style. Yeah. You are much better on the brakes and much faster in the corner entry. And I drive a bit more conservative, especially because I didn't practice and I didn't want to fuck up myself. So I went a bit conservative into the corners, which means I was slower than you in corner entry. But I got corner exit like decent most of the times, especially I took care that my line through the last turns on the last straight, main straight is okayish. And this is when you lost several times the exit, or you were not really efficient in the exit. But later on you did it, like once, twice when I was behind you. You had a good run on the main straight as well, so you can do it. You just didn't when you were behind me trying to overtake. But oh my gosh, this last move. Do you know this guy, Raul Monraba? Do you know each other? Because I would never ever go for such a small space with somebody I don't know. Because I would say this is like a 90-something% crash situation. Especially last turn, last lap, both of you, would go all in. Or the chance is there that this is going so well for both of you. Well, he makes the pass, so it's not so good for you, but well, you didn't crash. If you have like a little touch here, and both of you spin or have a big drift, I would have made a pass on both of you. I was just behind half a second. Not even. Yeah, very clever, Caleb, to let him go. I mean, you had you finished P5, and I guess you get a nice chunk of I rating. And if you go over ambitious here and you maybe crash the other guy, or he crashed you because you shut the door too much, then it would be much worse. So I think it was a very clever move to stay safe like that. The best you can do.
Sixth place. There's the checkered flag.
The ultimate. So that's a big one. I'm using it. It's good because I was able to mount it back and low behind the monitors using a wheel shaft extension, so it's exactly what I wanted.
Watch your speed.
And when it's working,
Gauge limiter.
it's working okayish. Thank you, Caleb. Yeah, no, I have seen worse. It's not getting me. This little flashing you did is not making me nervous, so that's perfectly fine. So you're perfectly good. The ultimate. There are plenty of issues. I got a beta driver from Mika to test. And it was supposed to sort out the 360-degree decentering issue, but it does not. It's a bit better because if it happens, it's softer, so it's not dangerous anymore. But it still happens regularly. I identified 3 situations where it happens. If you try to change settings in True Drive while you are in a simulation, it's very likely that it happens, especially if you have oscillations going on. So if you have oscillations and you want to dial up the dampening, then it's very likely that the wheel goes off 360 degrees. I captured that on a stream. It happens also regularly if you exit a simulation and then suddenly the wheel starts turning and it's 360 degrees off. The center dampening function is not working at all. It's not working at all with several not so famous simulations. For example, the Russian city simulation or city driver, which I would love to use. that's not working at all due to some incompatibility. And another game which I forgot. So, and of course the hideous beeping and automated standby. I mean, this is hideous, and I'm complaining about that non-stop. This is just like from one iRacing session to the next. It's going in standby. You stand at the starting grid and you go like, haha, no force feedback, and you have to reactivate it quickly enough for the start. Go with the Pro. If you ask me, go with the Pro. I don't see any reason why the Ultimate is better. On the contrary, I don't know if this is true, but plenty of guys I'm in touch with, they say they have no issues with the Pro. And I know definitely, and this is confirmed, that there are issues with the Ultimate. So I don't know if it's true that the Pro has no issues at all, like some people say, or they just don't use it enough, or I don't know. But the reason why I went for the Ultimate is because it has a smaller wheelbase. So that was basically the only reason. And since I fight for every single centimeter here to bring the full motion cockpit to the monitors, every centimeter is important to me. That was the reason in the first place I couldn't use the Fanatec DD2. It's a really good wheelbase. In many aspects it's better than the SimiCube. But it is even more bulky, and it sits, since I cannot use a wheel shaft extension, it sits right below the monitors. It doesn't work with full motion and triple screen stand. So I had to go SimiCube, and for some reasons I don't understand, the Ultimate is the smallest one. It has the largest length. How do you say? It's the longest. But the diameter is the smallest one. So the Pro and whatever is before, they have larger wheelbases, and so for me it was important that it's as small as possible, and being long is not such an issue. So that was the reason I went for Ultimate. But if I would not have to do that, I would go Pro. Yeah, so you have the same, but you should be able to use the Pro as well, unless it's really, really, really tight. What you don't see is, like, right behind the monitors I have a shelf with amplifiers, and then the computer, and then there's everything full with equipment behind the screens. So also above this very small wheelbase, it's like if the D-box move is completely up, it's like half a centimeter, 5 millimeters left. So it's there is no room whatsoever. But I mean, they are working on the firmware. I was just a bit unlucky that many things happened with my Ultimate order, and then support reacted in a really stupid way, and I got really fed up. And it is a very expensive device. It still has issues, confirmed issues with the firmware, and they are working on it. And as much as I admire and appreciate that guys like Mika are working very hard to improve it, I don't expect to kind of work as a beta tester for a 3,000 euro product. I expect it to be tested and ready to be used. And it's nice that there is support going on and they are developing the firmware. But there are still issues going on which should not be there in the first place, if you ask me. So why are now more and more people coming in? I'm stopped driving. Obviously you prefer if I'm not driving, and then more people get into this stream. Yeah. Well, everybody says there is quite a, well, I don't know everybody. I mean, well, there are some guys, they were like praising the SimiCube, and then you understand they got it for free. Well, if you get a 3,000 euro SimiCube for free, you're not talking shit about it, I guess. But I do think it's a big improvement over the one, from what I heard. I never had Simulcube 1, so I can't tell by myself. I can tell you about Fanatec DD2, Fanatec V2, and the Simulcube Ultimate. So let's see if I really lost 10 iRatings despite finishing 6th in first split. I thought that I might gain a little, actually. But let's see. What does it say? How precise is GT? Sadly, GT is precise enough. -9 iRating. 1 hour of driving. Clean race. Really clean race. And I lose 9 iRating points. What the hell? I have too much iRating. That's a problem. Well, as much as I like you guys coming in, thank you so much. You can check out my website and other videos where I introduce this rig in detail if you're interested. There are plenty of interesting solutions you might be interested in. Of course they would have. The first thing is I would have gotten the Ultimate for free, like others did. But that's okay. Actually, I prefer that way. I prefer to pay for the products as a regular customer. And well, I'm kind of I consider myself a power user, and I take things. Well, I take a close look at things, and I want it to be correct. And when I say something, normally it's double checked. And I don't know, I think my requests towards Granite Device support had been reasonable. But the way they reacted was not so nice. I didn't expect that they treat customers buying a 3,000 euro wheelbase like that. And then, like, I mean, you can do that, but it was really harsh. So, no, how do you say, like, Kulanz in German? In English, I guess it's on free will or something. I don't know. On if you don't have to do something, but you will do it because you want to have happy customers, and if the request is kind of justified, then you will follow it and have a happy customer. They didn't choose to do that, and then to see that they give away it for free to some streamers, then you feel a bit goodwill. Yeah, thank you. Exactly. I knew it, but I couldn't remember it. Yeah, goodwill. Thank you. So that's not so nice. Then you wonder why do they give away their top of the line product for free? So normally there's a catch if you do that. Like Windows 10, they give it away for free because once you have it, they can do whatever they want with you, with putting the updates onto you. Anyway, yeah. I'm looking forward. Mika told me that there might be a solution with the automated standby and beeping thing in one of the next 2 driver updates. Now they're working on 14, which should solve the 360-degree center, like part of it. And version 15 or 16 should implement an option to deal differently with the automated standby and beeping. At least this is what they told me. I can't wait for it. And actually, I was sorry that I had to. Well, I made these videos because I had like 2 months of discussion with Granite Devices before I did that. So you might only understand that when you read the small print what I commented on the videos. But I discussed this stuff like 2 months with them, and then eventually I said like, okay, well, I will just tell my experience with it. And I think like at least a lot of people commented that due to these videos and the problems I experienced, they decided to buy a Fanatec. And I found this quite, well, this was not my intention to lure people away from SimuCube, not at all. And I cannot say which is the better wheelbase. It totally depends on what you prefer, what aspects, what strengths and weaknesses are more important to you. And well, I don't have 50,000 Ks, but on subscribers, but the video for the SimuCube wheelbase was watched by a few thousand people. And I do think that several or some of them decided not to go SimuCube because of that. So after all, I think they made a poor decision how they went with my support case. I think one of the reasons is they didn't want to give in to generate now another English word. I don't know. If you sue something and the court decides one way, then you can refer to this court's decision and say like, well, you decided like that, so I want the same. So if they would have given in what I requested, they might have had to do the same with everybody requesting the same, and I think they didn't want to go that way. Well, I guess I think they tried to keep up with Fanatec because everybody was making fun of Fanatec that they are so delayed. They published the release of their DD2 like almost a year before it actually hit the market, and everybody was very fed up and made fun of Fanatec. But I had ordered the Fanatec DD2 very early and had to wait almost a year for it. On the other hand, actually, first of all, it worked. It was tested and it worked exactly as you supposed it to work. And second, I got a voucher. Everybody who ordered the DD2 got a voucher of, I think it was 400 euros. I mean, that's something. I think it was a nice move of Fanatec, and I definitely prefer them to develop the thing correctly before they ship it, before I have to return it like 3 times or be a beta tester. And then after Fanatec DD2 was out, SimuCube like released its SimuCube 2 very, very short after. And my guess is it was not ready. Yeah, I think that was the reason. But I still consider it's not correct how Granite Devices handled that situation. So normally you have a revision on a product and you can check that and you can ask for a revision and get it and buy it or not. And again, they gave these improved versions to some big streamers and they said, they react so fast and you get the new version and then everything is so great. And then you order like 3 months later and you still get the not improved version. So and then they say you don't have the right to get the new version. And then even they say you don't have the right, and they print it in the manual. After I had this discussion, they put it in the manual that you don't have the right to get what is in the manual. And the funny thing, even worse, they backdated it. So they claim to have this disclaimer in September 2019 or even August. And I downloaded the manual in October, and there was no disclaimer in it. If you look up it now, you will see that they say in the change log this disclaimer was added in beginning of September, and that's not true. So these are things maybe most people don't give a shit. I personally don't like that, because I prefer especially companies to be correct with their customers and not like hiding this kind of stuff like their versions and pretending you don't have the right to get this or that, and then backdating disclaimer stuff. This is like not a very correct way to do business. Well, or if they don't do this by, on their own, drive, on their own, again, I missed the words, then they should at least handle requests by customers accordingly. So, since I especially waited with my order and asked the dealer if this is going to be an order from first batch or later batch, and they confirmed it's going to be a later batch. I thought I'm on the safe side, but then later on I found out also with the second and third batch they produced and delivered, some of them were not improved drives. And well, in my case, even worse, the PSU was faulty, and the quick release was the old version as well. And then I saw everything was kind of bad in my case, but doesn't matter. So, guys, it's late here, 3:30. No, the same. It was just they produced as I understood, like they told me they produced the wheelbases in batches, right? So the first batch was the V1 Mark 1, if you like, without the backside antenna, without the improved quick release. Then they figured out that the quick release was bullshit. I really don't know how you can develop and produce and ship something like this. You take it and you say like, well, this doesn't work. So anyway, they decided to improve or change the quick release and mount an antenna on the backside of the drive. Well, this was the two improvements. And then they produced the second batch of drives, and some of them were already the improved version and some were still the original version, and they shipped out to the dealers the drives from second batch. Some of them improved, some of them not improved. And when you ask, they say like, well, they consider it exactly the same. So if you get a Mark 1 version, it's exactly the same, like from the point of view of grounded devices, that was the reasoning, it's exactly the same. So there is no difference like that you can ask for the other one. So the second batch, as it was told to me, it was mixed from first version and second version. And I think the third batch then should have been mostly the improved version. So I expect if you order now, you should get an improved version. But who knows? Well, I'm going to stop the stream now. Thanks so much for watching, discussing. Yeah, I did an IMSA race. Look at me. What's coming up? Nothing too special. It will take some time for the VVLAN, the DGTM. Is there an endurance, Nürburgring Endurance Championship? Does anyone know? Yeah, you're welcome, X-Man. I'm still waiting for the Nürburgring Endurance Championship dates. This is something I want to drive. So, anyway, looking forward to see you tomorrow. Yeah, I will be online tomorrow as well. I'm not sure what I'm going to drive and or stream, but well, you'll see. Have a good night or day wherever you are, and see you next time.